Welcome to a delayed Pirate Radio this week, guys. Of course, I'm sorry we weren't here for you on Sunday, but we had a few things going on. So we are back on a Wednesday. We're just going to dive straight in. Of course, I'm joined by Cadis and Zavi, as per usual, and we're going to go into the news. There's not really much Prem news. There's only one little bit of Prem gossip, which is about QN. Of course, QN lost Tarkus, so they needed someone to replace him with, and they are trialing Ordinator. Is that right, Zavi?
Yeah, they're trialing Ordinator and Lime. I've also been seeing playing with them, but in my books, it's fucking obvious choice now. They just take Ordinator because Ordinator's sick, and everyone else who is searching a soldier at the moment is pretty bad by comparison. So it seems like a brainer that he's going to be picked up.
Do you know anything about what they're doing for a scout? Because obviously with Erectus not playing either, what are they doing for scout? Do you know anything?
I've seen Bevan's been playing with them, which would seem like a natural fit as he was in QN last season. He knows Kryptonite and Fuo, and he is definitely Prem quality, so it would be a pretty simple pickup.
Yeah, I probably agree with that. Cadis, what do you think?
Yeah, whatever.
All right, brilliant.
There's also,
Absolutely
by the way,
brilliant.
there's also another thing. It's the that little drama with Chinese Mafia where they wanted, I don't exactly know the details, but something about because Quad broke his monitor, they want to swap with UV and go down to Div 1 or something like that.
Yeah,
You know
there
what
was
I'm
some
talking about?
there was some talk about because Quad's monitor broke, Quad could no longer carry them to the same extent, and so they were considering sacrificing their Prem spot to go to
Wow.
UV.
Is that like a rage quit
So,
from Prem after getting destroyed by Nitros in week one?
Yeah, it was basically exactly after Nitros because Quad's monitor fucked up, like it wouldn't run in 120 hertz or
just
something
before,
like that,
yeah.
like just before that game. And then they're like, okay, if this is how it's going to be, then we can't handle Prem without Quad carrying us, apparently, or something.
It's not. It was talk about it. I presume they've talked themselves out of it. I've realised. I think it'll just be melodramatic after they lost. Like we can't even be Nitros, man. We can't do it without Quad.
Oh
But I
dear.
think they've settled now. They've gotten over now.
Okay, cool. Got over their midlife crisis and decided to actually stay in Prem, unlike the ESEA team. So we'll get to that later. So, that's the only bit of Prem news from this week. We've got some Div 1 news. Probably the biggest and biggest movement of players is Naughty Badman Lars's left the team, so they've swapped coins to Soldier and brought Harry Hook back in on Scout. So that's three ex Prem players in that team now. Zavi, what do you think?
I think Harry Hook was good. Hopefully he's still good. Coins is better at Soldier than Scout. Maybe just. I think he'll at least work better as a Soldier partner with Haunter than Larsa will. I think he's got more experience with him, obviously, and he's a little bit smarter than Larsa. And obviously, Harry Hook's a more established Scout. Like him and
Yeah,
Kyler are going to tear it up.
yeah, that's very true. Obviously, Coins was a six Scout anyway. So, Zavi, do you have any insight into this new team or this new team and this new change? Harry Hook coming back?
I don't know. Well, Harry Hook seems to be like a bit of a flake normally and refuses to play without Astanis, who is even more of a flake. So, but he's come back to this, and I don't know. I didn't because Harry Hook's one of those guys who only wants. He seems to only want to play with his friends. Like when he was in Crack Clan, that sort of guy, those sort of guys. And now, I don't know. Maybe he is a good friend with the Portuguese people. Maybe.
All right.
It seems a bit of a strange swap.
Yeah. Oh well, we'll see how it like pans out in Prem. Of course, they drew one of their games in the first week or something. I don't remember. Um, oh, they won a map each, didn't they, against UV or something like that. So doing decently anyway. I think Badman are at the moment. Just the other two bits of news from Div 1 is two of the Div 1 teams have folded. QNX and ISIS. ISIS folded like quite early, earlier than QNX did, so they've been replaced by a team that won the playoffs, which obviously we could talk about now as Xavi's bursting into giggles because his team got destroyed because it wasn't fair or anything like that.
It was so funny. Right. So basically, I had work, went to the pub after work. I come back pretty wasted at like 3 a.m. to a load of missed messages from Sonny Black, who's don't really want to talk to Sonny Black at 3 a.m. about team stuff. He was like, by the way, it was a playoff game. It was tonight and you lost. I was like, what? I would be confused, but I quickly went to sleep and forgot all about it, and then read the messages again in the morning, to which point I got really angry at ETF2L. Because from my point of view, I thought ETF2L had like forced us to play with only like half an hour's notice with me and Clar missing. Because like Clar came on at 7, was told he was playing, went offline. Then half an hour later, we're told we're playing the playoff game. And so obviously I was outraged. I was really mad. And then it came to light later on that we were given a choice of days. And then Koichi just said, I know, I've got a plan. What if we play without 2 of our players, but I get Prem Mercs? Unfortunately, all we could get was Admiral and Ips, and we went on to lose the games.
What was the roster of the other team?
Lutuset, I don't finish, guys. Mind, Corfon, some other guys, Josu.
Okay then.
Those guys, yeah. Apparently, we narrowly lost Badlands. Then we played Process, which we've never played as a team at all, and got kind of wrecked from it. And that was it.
Brilliant.
Well played, Koichi, you fucking moron.
Congratulations on Lutuset, to be honest, getting into Div 1 then. After their other playoff that's kind of they got defaulted out of. So
What was that again,
I don't know why. I don't seem to remember it right now. So ISIS basically folded because like half their players can never be asked to play. That's what I gather from them. And I have no idea why QNX folded. Like, it didn't just completely came out of the blue for me because I don't really know many of their players. So
ISIS have been around for a while, haven't they?
ISIS.
They changed loads of their players in between season, like half their roster.
But still, surely it was enough to keep them in Div 1 though. Otherwise, why would they have been there?
I don't know.
Apparently, they were losing to like Div 2 teams all the time. So they
when the quality of Autobots is in Div 2, it's no surprise really never losing to Div 2 teams.
Oh dear, Zabby.
But Gallant was Gallant the leader still? Yeah, he'd been with them for a long time. It was quite a long-standing team. I think he deserved a little bit more, a little bit more respect. Like props. Right. They played like all the seasons since season 7, apart from season 9, and Gallant was in all of those teams.
Someone's been doing some research.
Yeah, I went to the ETF2L page, and they've got it literally in their team description. It tells you everything, season 7 to 12, like where they came and everything.
That's a shame, then.
It is. You do well to respect that.
Respect the long-standing Div 1 teams.
They tried, man.
They did try, actually, to be fair.
I mean, it was like smashing your head against a brick wall by the end, but they tried.
Right, let's move on. The only other major news we have is a little bit of a rumor that's come out of, well, Cadus has all the goss come out of XTV, is that right, Cadus? Should we drop their name in it? Oh, well, I have now. So, basically...
I didn't hear it from XTV, but that's where it all comes back to, I think.
Okay, fair enough. Well, there's rumors of DreamHack happening next year. Now, I don't really know the full gossip. Cadus got everything open, I think, and should be able to tell us now.
Okay, so all I really know is that I was shown by nobody in particular a post from XTV forums, and I'm just going to read it because I can't really bother to describe what it says. It says it's called DreamHack TF2, and it says it's happening. DreamHack's interested, and Kun, comedian, Skyride, and I are on point. I am pressing for plans to be made quickly and cost estimates to be doled out, as well as prize money, etc. So, DreamHack 2, TF2, thoughts, concerns? There's not a lot of info out there yet, but it's coming together. The format will most likely be a round-robin stage followed by a single elim tournament. I requested that they allow Gunboats, Pain Train, Basher, but we'll see if that happens. Probably not. The biggest factor will be cost. My default assumption right now is that DH will be asking the teams to cover their own costs, and I have no clue how the computer situation will be.
The I in that sentence is Sal, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Yeah, that's supposed by Sal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's pretty fucking awesome to have DreamHack, TF2 at DreamHack. I'm always dubious about these sorts of things because we've been, so ready to come along and just be like, oh yeah, we're going to do this. And then, nope, we're not. But to be fair to them, they haven't actually announced it yet. So there's no official announcement. So this can't, if it doesn't happen, it's not the same thing.
I think it's going to be very much like a kind of sponsor-dependent thing. I'm just noticing it actually says Skyride in this post, so maybe Skyride can So I can come on and say, feed up a few.
Maybe we should bring someone with
questions.
some actual knowledge in, maybe.
Yeah, I've exhausted everything. It's like all 100 words of it.
So for
Okay.
those of you that don't know who Skyred is, he is actually our streamer normally. So if you're watching the stream, it's all his work. So big shout outs to him, and he's
Should
going to
mention
tell
him
you
every
more
now and
about
then.
this.
Just checking. You guys. Well, I know you guys on Skype can people in the stream hear me, or because I don't know. I just want to check. I know for a fact people in Mumble can't. Oh well. Yeah. Basically, the plan that we have just now is I kind of got notes. Yeah. Sorry, my mic's not very good. Okay. So the plan at the minute is I don't. There's a lot of sort of discussions still going on with DreamHack. The bottom line is that DreamHack want to host it. It's not that they're interested. It's they're actually like, yes, we will host it 100% happy, but we've got to find the sponsors, which is the big thing. It's gonna be summer next year. Some people are saying interested in it being winter. It's not gonna be winter. We'll be doing summer. The plan would probably be to do it instead of spring I series. Prize pool is still very much the discussion point, but I can promise you it's going to be a lot more than what I series does at the minute. It would be like an 8-team invitational tournament. Would have 4 teams invited, and then would get the other 4 from like an online qualifier. And also, basically, I just wanted to say that the guys from Twitch have been sort of a big help in dealing with it. You know, they pitched the whole thing to the Greycarn, the tournament admin at the tournament admin at DreamHack, the DH Valencia thing that was on this weekend. So they've helped out a bit. That's pretty much all as much as it goes in far as the details at the minute. Is there anything you guys are thinking of, or?
Well, that pretty much sums up everything we needed to say, really. Cheers for letting us know, Adam.
Okay.
And we can move on unless anybody else has 1 or 2 more things to say before we finish on DreamHack discussion. Zavi, do you know how the deal with getting American teams over there would be? There's not Zavi, sorry, Skyride, even.
I was about to say,
Yeah, don't ask me why.
I don't know.
In terms of getting American teams over, the American teams would have to deal with that themselves. I don't know. I know Sal wouldn't be happy. He's made that pretty clear. But like basically, it would depend. They'd have to do a fundraiser or find sponsors or something. Same with our teams, by the way. DreamHack wouldn't be paying for any of the teams, especially considering that we're already paying to run the tournament. Never mind to just get teams over, you know. So
I missed a bit of the explanation, but would it turn up and play so that cost would be.
what?
Your mic's really low volume, Zavi.
Yeah.
But I got the gist. He said, will it be turn up and play? They haven't sorted out PCs yet, have you? But I think that's what they're intending.
We would have, the thing is it wouldn't be BIOC. It would be like a small tournament at the event. Like we'd literally have like 12 PCs. So teams would have to swap PCs and stuff during it. Is the way that it's going to look at the minute. So but I mean,
that's pretty standard, though, isn't it? For like
tournaments. It's not going to be like an I series thing. It's going to be a bit more like Assembly was. That's probably the best thing to compare it to.
Yeah. Yep. Fair play. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Have you thought ahead to like inviting teams, or would that be a lot closer if it did happen?
That would be closer. I mean, the obvious one. I mean, what we would do is we would probably look like who are the best 4 teams in European TF2. Well, like who are the best 4 teams, taking into account Americans that can afford to come, and that would be the 4 invites. So.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, we've talked about that enough, I think, Adam. Thank you very much. And we're going to move on to the Prem games from last week, which hopefully Zavi has all the details up and ready to go.
Yes, let's start with
Perfect.
The uninteresting ones. Nitros against Chinese Mafia, which was a pretty big upset, really. I don't know how everyone else felt, but Nitros took it 5-0 on Badlands and 6-1 on Gullywash. Of course, Quad was handicapped by not having a 120 Hz monitor, which is clearly why they lost by such a large margin. Opinions? Views?
I got told that Hat didn't play very well. That's what I got told, unfortunately. I'm sorry, Hat.
We shifting the blame to Hat now, are we?
That's what someone said. But obviously, the quad having 120 Hz does matter. But I heard Cat didn't play well, and I'm sad because of it. Okay,
Jason, what do you think?
What, Chinese Mafia?
Yeah.
I actually had told me that he didn't play that. Like he had heard that someone said he played bad, and he said to me that he thought he was not very good on one map, but that he was okay and decent on the other one. And Hat's normally like the first person to criticize himself if he's played badly. So I think whoever said Hat played badly probably just saw him fail in one instance and then just generalized or something like that.
Yeah, probably.
Because yeah,
Fair.
Hat's normally telling you how will hit like a triple air shot. I'm like, nah, man, doing shit.
I want to say that I think that's a pretty big upset from my point of view. Like, I think I predicted it would be 6-0 to Chinese Mafia, like before before the game.
I
don't
think we all
remember
did.
anything else. Yeah,
We all
so
did. I was on the fence until I heard Hat was playing, but then I kind of slipped over
Yeah.
the fence.
yeah, so really good result from Nitros, who haven't really practiced very much, showing they can just turn up for their officials and still wreck it. Which just bodes well for them in the season. That's one of the games they kind of needed to win. So
Kind of embarrassing for Chinese Mafia though.
Definitely.
Considering like the week before they were getting uppity with me because I said their PCW win over us didn't matter, and they were like, "We'll show you." And then
What proven Chinese Mafia?
all right, let's move on to the other result then, Xavi, as well.
Okay, the other one was Epsilon v BFF, where it was a tight fought Badlands, but it went 5-4 Epsilon. And Gully Wash was 6-1. Got raped, Kato, that's what happened. Obviously, I want to point out BFF were using Captain Hacks instead of Zebasai, because Zebasai was at a sleepover.
Okay, that's what happened. Go for it.
I don't know. Badlands was pretty much how we expected it. It was close. Not really much more to say about it. Gully was actually closer, I think, than the score suggests. Like it was like 3-1 or something until like 10 minutes left, and then we just dropped like 3 rounds in a row, basically. The last 2 rounds, especially, we just kind of like our heads dropped, and then before we knew it, it was like, oh, okay, that's the end of the game. Okay, then, GG. But like the first, like I'd say 2/3 of the game were pretty close. We just could never capitalize like on last. Every time we got to last, it was like we were kind of fighting an uphill battle. Like we'd like take second or take fourth, however you see it, and then they'd have like a new advantage on last, and we'd completely mess up trying to get a fourth, and we'd just then lose too, and whatever. Like, so yeah, I think it was closer than the score suggested, but me especially, I got completely like god awful in the last 10 minutes. I think I made the exact same mistake like twice in a row. Like we got wiped on mid. I spawn, I go straight to lobby, and their whole fucking team is in lobby with Uber. I think I did the exact same thing 2 rounds in a row, and then it was 6-1 and game over.
Yeah, I'm pretty because I cast that game. I'm pretty sure you just summed it up. Really, I talked to Seb out afterwards actually and asked him why Badlands was so close, and he said it's just because they've not been PCWing it at all. They said that if they'd been PCWing it, they would have got a 6-1. It's just like it's a week one game. Why not just PCW it? Oh well, they still won, didn't they? But yeah, that's it really from last week's games. There were a few that are being pushed over into like this week and next week instead. Do you have them up there, Xavi? The 2 that haven't been played yet?
The 2, well, I do. My internet's going a bit slow, but I do. It's Crack Clan against Punchline and Quarantine against Deserto.
Have either of them been scheduled yet?
Maybe. I think ETF12 is again as inaccurate as it can be, and it's just
Okay.
default dates, which mean nothing.
Fair enough.
Which game is this?
Deserto, Quarantine, and Crackland Punchline.
The week 1 games haven't been played
Oh, the
yet.
week 1 games. I think
Yeah.
I think Crackland have an official on Monday. I wasn't told which one it was, but
Okay.
I don't know who their week 2. Their week 2 is scheduled for
Sunday. Week 2 schedule.
Sunday.
Week 2 game,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I think maybe their week 1 game is on Monday then.
Okay. Cool. So there'll be a few more games next week, which is good. Let's hit up this week's games then, Xavi, and we'll do some predictions.
Alright, do you want? Okay, let's start with Quarantine versus Crackland. Will be the first game, and the maps this week are Gully Ocean Granary. I think Crackland are going to storm it because Quarantine don't have a full lineup. Crackland, easy gaming.
We played Quarantine a couple of times this week, and most of the time we've been getting the upper hand. I don't. Their new lineup's going to take not a long time, but at least like 2 or 3 more weeks before they're going to get into rhythm. So Crackland easily, probably a roll on both maps to be honest. 6-0. Kedis.
Which game?
QM versus Crackland.
Yeah, CC are gonna rape it. I still haven't seen QM play like like 2 weeks into the season. I haven't seen them play still. I can't imagine they're any good really. So
Does anyone know who they'd be using?
I assume they'd be using standard 4 plus Bevan, and then I don't know, Ordinator
Hmm.
probably.
I guess,
Uh,
yeah, they seem like the standout candidates from the trials, so I'd imagine so.
Yeah, I guess they're just like hoping that someone will be on one of their trials and then just play with them. Or get a Merc. They've got to get the games played, don't they? Or else they have to use wildcards. So, um, so
Right.
what was your
Next game.
prediction? Sorry, Cadus? 6-0 was it to Crackland?
yeah.
Cool. Go for the next games, Avi.
Okay, next game is Deserto versus Nitro, same maps. I think I want to say Deserto, but Nitro seem to be playing pretty decently, and they seem to be they got a result against Chinese Mafia, and they might pull it off again. Even though I think Deserto will have a stronger team, I think Nitros have more experience together. I'm gonna go for let's go 4-2 for Nitros.
I think it's 6-0 Nitros. Unfortunately for Deserto, they're not. They still need a lot of work, like to get their new players in and sort their team out. It seems just like a little bit jumbled still with their team, and I think Nitros are the sort of like teamwork style team that will just rip that apart. Careless, what do you think?
Yeah, Nitro seem much better than when I last spoke about them. And I haven't played Zo, but I've heard that they're doing a lot worse. I actually think someone told me they drew with Autobots yesterday,
Woo!
which is about as embarrassing as it gets, save for losing to Autobots.
We're an
But yeah,
established team.
I think the form definitely puts it in favor of Nitros. It's going to be 6-0.
Cool.
There we go.
Okay, next is BFF against Punchline, which I think will be a pretty big role for BFF.
That's the game that me and the Bible will be casting tomorrow. So do you reckon it's going to be a roll? I don't think it will. Honestly, I think it'll be. I think it will. Turn out BFF are going to win by a couple of rounds, but I think it'll be close.
Are you using a Merc in this game, Cadus? Is this for one
Yeah,
Bibbin can't play?
We ain't going to have Bibbin tomorrow.
Is it definitely going to be Bevan tomorrow then?
I think so. I don't really know.
Okay. Might mix things up, I guess. But I think it'll still be pretty comfortable for BFF. It maybe won't be a roll, but it'll be comfortable.
Okay. Fair enough. Cadus, what do you think the score is going to be?
I'm going to say 6-0. I think Gully will be interesting, though. I think it's like P-Line are meant to be good on Gully. And they seem better at it than other maps.
Flippy factor.
I reckon they're going to steal some sort of point. I would say 5-1 to BFF. Do you want to do the last game, Zavi?
Last game is Chinese Mafia against Epsilon. Judging by form, on paper, by anything really, Epsilon are going to smash them out of the park.
Yeah, totally agree. It's kind of a non-issue, really, isn't it?
Yes. I'd be speechless if Epsilon dropped any.
Epsilon ain't even like practicing for it. They're always constantly trying to play process in their PCWs.
Yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, these are all going to be played on Thursday, just so everyone knows. These 3 games. There's only one on the Sunday, and that's the QA game, as I get dinged by someone. Natural's playing for EPSI tomorrow as a Merc instead of Gear, apparently. But I don't think I'm going to change it very much, so still think it's going to be a 6-0 roll. Is there anything else we need to talk about from the games? No, I don't think so. I think everything's pretty much sorted. So games Thursday, Sunday, Monday this week, by the looks of it. Anything else to add, guys?
Not really.
Okay, let us do ESEA. Let's talk about ESEA very, very quickly. Basically, for those who don't really know very much, like their season 12, I think it is they're in, is getting close to the end. There's like
1 week left.
3 or 4 games. Yeah, so 2 or 3 games basically left, depending on which team you are. And effectively, it's like a 4-horse race for the bottom 2 playoff spots, right? The bottom 2 teams are both dropped out of the league, so these teams are all playing each other, trying to battle for those playoff spots. And just randomly last night, both of the teams that were going to be in 5th and 6th, or could have easily come in the playoffs, both folded. So there's only 4 teams left at the ESEA invite with a week left.
I think it's really confusing. I need the rosters up to confirm it properly. But there's a load of shit going around. But basically, Weevil left his team, which is Chess Club. Am I right in saying?
Yes, Chess Club. Yep.
Yeah, he left his team, but he didn't tell his team this was going to happen. He told TLR, who definitely isn't in his team, was the only person he told, and then just kind of like went offline for a couple of weeks. And then I think, was it Sweater, who's also in his team, decided he can't stand playing TF2 even for a single more week.
I swear it's a different team. He's
Oh,
going.
is that a different team? Oh, Kermit was one who decided he didn't want to play anymore either, who is the demo for Chess Club for Weeble's team. And apparently Weeble also scheduled an official for them when then he didn't turn up, and his scout partner, like he knew his scout partner, S on my chest, wasn't going to be there either, and just kind of screwed that game for them.
Sweater quit as well, though, right? That's why going heavy.
Yeah.
Failed or folded.
Yeah, Sweater can't stand playing anymore or something.
So that's the other team that's folded.
Yeah.
Going heavy, they've folded because Sweater doesn't want to play, and I think someone else is leaving that team as well. So
It's just a massive fucking. It's just made the whole entire season pointless, like completely irrelevant.
yeah, they could have just had these 4 teams at the very beginning and then gone. There you go, play for seeds.
This is all they've done. All they've done is play for seeds basically all season, except teams get varying degrees of luck with defaults depending on when they had to play the folded teams. Like, it's really weird and odd, and I don't know. I don't know what to say, really.
Yeah.
Pretty much sums up the season, though, because it's been a pretty boring season by ESEA standards. Like, Mix-Up have been guaranteed first place, like, in everyone's minds for, like, quite a long time.
Since Clockwork left, that was, like, the nail in the coffin.
Like, the most interesting thing, like, the whole season is now like LG versus Space Whales, just because of that whole Clockwork thing.
Did you see they played earlier in the season, like a week ago, and I watched that game, and LG went 3-0 up, and then the Wales won 5-3 on Granary.
Yeah, like that fight between 2nd and 3rd place is like the only interesting thing.
That's going to be the only close game at LAN, really. I guess maybe what the other team called, is it No Need for Names? They might, like, very close to the 2nd and 3rd to Wales and LG.
I guess so.
I think they're still too far away from those 2 teams, really, in my opinion.
I haven't actually seen them play since they had that big roster change.
Yeah. Anyway, we can stop talking about ESEA because not a lot of our viewers or listeners/viewers really care that much. But it's just pretty funny that they've lost half of their half their teams.
I think the one thing
it's like that season where everyone boycotted ETF12. Like,
yeah.
This time there's nothing better to play.
Yeah, the only funniest thing would have been if Mighty Ducks had stayed together, and this would be the closest they'd ever get to LAN, because there's no one else left. Do you imagine?
That'd be fucking hilarious. Oh,
Sean
God.
Imagine Sean Bud and Co. turn up.
Oh, right. There's only one more bit before we do our, fun little worst post of the week that Zavi loves. And that's just announced that tonight, yet again, Seabear and Sal are going to be doing another one of their fully charged podcasts. It's in 2.25 hours or something. They're talking about the pyro, apparently. So, yeah. Excellent stuff.
I always want to say more about the pyro.
Indeed. Let's go on to worst place of the week anyway. Zavi, hit me.
Okay. But let's go. The first one's more of an update from last week. You guys might remember Stoltus and his girl troubles, his girl woes. He added a post to his thread that basically said, "The school have asked me to stop contacting her." which is you can't blame a guy for trying until it becomes harassment, and then you can definitely blame the guy for trying too much.
Oh my God.
Bless. The next one is I want to update the you know Retshock's done this whole post about he can't afford to buy FIFA 13, so he wants people to buy it for him for no reason other than the fact that he's Retshock. He's now up to $45, so he thinks he can get a copy if he doesn't buy it through like the official like EA store. If he gets it from somewhere else, like he buys a CD key and then just downloads it. So Retshock can now has been bought FIFA 13 by the community. As a favour to him, I posted it. As a favour to him, I posted it on NATF2, and NATF2 were so fucking unimpressed. Like, I've never seen something being minus fragged so much over something so, like, trivial. Like, it's clearly him trying to be cheeky and seeing if it will actually happen. So loads of the Americans get really mad, blah, 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 blah. And then, like, Kay just in a couple of your posts, like, it's just a troll, guys. I think you all need to calm down. And then I've highlighted Venom, who posts after me is going, well, maybe because it's not fun, that's why no one likes it. And yeah, it's pretty silly. The next one is Connor calling Hildreth. I've definitely spelled Hildreth wrong in this, but whatever. Hildreth wrong and calling him socially awkward, which anyone calling anyone socially awkward on the internet is pretty funny because it's just such a retarded thing to do. And it was kind of funny. It goes back and forth for a bit. They're having a stupid argument about something really uninteresting. But what I found quite funny is if you go to the last page where Hildreth uses his admin powers to then have the last word and then look for Fred, so he definitely has the last word. If you read Hildreth's last post, it looks, you know, like when you have an argument, you're like, I'm using the biggest fucking words I know. Now will show how smart I am. Now will show I'm smarter than the other guy. It looks like he's gone out of his way to use, like, smarter words. Like, inebriated. Who says inebriated? You were drunk. Inebriated. No one says that. It's...
Maybe he's just different from you and speaks like that all the time. You never know.
Maybe. Make him pretty socially awkward, though, if he talks like that all the time. I don't know.
Hey, what did you just say about socially awkward? Called he socially awkward?
Moving on. But this whole thing has happened in Australia is pretty fucking funny. Basically, some guy impersonated an admin to get demos of a player he thought hacked, and basically he just kept making loads of threats like, if you don't give me your demos, you're just banned from the league until further notice. Then he was like, well, if you need my demos, get an actual admin to message me, and I'll send the admin my demos. He's like, no, just don't bother with that. Just send them to me now. Just send them to me now, okay? And then the admins called him out on the forums, make a big post. And then he keeps trying to defend himself, like he's doing it for the good of the community. Like if the player's not suspicious, the admins will investigate himself. You don't need to take it into your own hands and just like try and threaten people with lies. And basically, all this is going on back and forth. It's all pretty funny. Then Byte decides to get involved, which is really, really random. And he talks a lot of crap in his like long post, and that's been linked here. But the biggest one is the last paragraph, where because like this guy impersonated them, people are saying, ban this guy, he's an idiot, ban him. And I'll read it. It's like, banning people from the league for offences which are not related to the actual game is horrific and only shrinks the community. Think of an alternative, like a forum/site ban. But banning someone from a game to play in your league when he's not actually cheating makes no sense to me. Just weakens your community even further, which probably explains why I am, the top team in Australia, have dominated for so long in the Aussie scene. And it's just, it makes no sense. He's basically saying the reason one team has been so dominant in Australia is because the admins ban people for non-cheating offences. Can anyone make any sense of that?
No.
Don't ban these guys asking for demos because they could be the best players in the game.
I always think it's hilarious how he signs off TCM Byte as well.
Just in case you weren't aware of his status.
His status in a team that no longer exists.
It's not enough to put it in his forum name.
Yeah, I don't know why he got involved because he has more friends in Oz Fortress. But as far like I actually know a few guys. I know one guy. I say a few guys. I know one guy from Australia, and basically he just said the whole of the Aussie team just found it really retarded what he said. That's it. Oh, a vast
Okay.
updated. That's useful. I'm
Well, we
putting
need to
my.
pick a worst of the week. Go for it, Zavi. Hit me.
I'm going for Bite, just because he deserves it. He's earned it.
Cadus.
I'm going for Bite because I can't remember what any of the others were.
I'm gonna go for Stultus because like we didn't give it to him last week, and this little new update has just pushed me over the edge. I was laughing so hard. So yeah.
Actually, wait, no, I want to change mine to Connor.
Oh, we've got a three-way tie. We need some sort of vote in the chat. Spam it now, chat. Who do you want to win? Bite, Stultus, Connor, or Venom? Connor's pulling away.
I think Connor's gonna get this. There we go. Of course, it wasn't. Oh, on Kajath, wasn't he the guy that won it last week? So welcome back to Pirate Radio.
Nothing brings reviewers in like personally insulting them.
Right, I think that's it for us for this week. Anyway, thanks guys. So chill out for the week. See you on maybe Sunday, hopefully.
No, I'm going to be so fucking hungover. It's not going to happen Sunday. So
Okay.
don't promise this to people. It's not going to.
Bye.
See ya.
Gee!